Ocon, Ocon, Ocon. You can't do that. No, 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 no. So, Ocon versus Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen's in the lead, Ocon's trying to unlap himself. I can appreciate that, but in Formula One, if you have an accident with the leader, then pretty much you're gonna face a punishment. In other forms of motorsport, like sports cars, you might have a situation actually where the leader is penalised for having touched and crashed with a back marker, because the back marker might be in a different class. They might even be leading that class, and that could destroy that leader's race. But in Formula One, it's pretty simple. You have a crash with the leader, and you're a back marker. You are at fault. Having said that, the leader then doesn't get out of the car and start pushing and shoving the person that he's had an accident with. And I think it's quite right that Max Verstappen has faced some kind of public service situation where he's got to do something good. So hopefully he'll learn from his mistake as well. But the whole thing was really over a situation where I think neither of the guys were giving each other enough respect, really. It was kind of, in normal circumstances, if it was two people battling side by side for position, you'd say it was kind of like a 50-50, really. But because Max was in the lead, that makes all the difference. And Max was doing really well. He was on a charge. The pace of the Red Bulls was really special in the Grand Prix, and we know now that the Red Bulls were focusing on their race setup all weekend, and at a circuit where you can overtake, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because obviously getting pole position isn't quite as important. So, and at Interlagos, you know, we get really good racing, and yesterday's race was fantastic. And I was just really impressed with Max after the last race, which he won. He seems to have really kind of be in the zone, but it wasn't just him. Ricciardo was there as well, and I was very disappointed to see that the Ferraris weren't quite as strong as they could be. Interesting battles between Vettel and Raikkonen, and different tactics being used and team orders being used. Ultimately didn't get the result that they really wanted and perhaps could have got. And of course Hamilton was there to pick up the pieces. Lucky on this occasion. It wasn't Hamilton's race to win. It's not the first time this year either, when you think about team orders in the Mercedes team. And Mercedes pick up another World Championship, so another Constructors' Championship. So what a time it's been for them, and a really good season for them. It just carries on, you know, their run in Formula One at the moment. But I thought the race was really good. Really enjoyed it, and you know, one of the great things about it was to see the top six so close together. You know, it was really close throughout. I don't think there was really a dull moment in the race, really. But yeah, everybody's going to remember that that battle, that accident between Ocon and Verstappen, aren't they? And already it's something that Liberty Media are pushing. You know, they're showing the top 5 times that a leader's been crashed into and you know, and had a problem in the race, and they're obviously highlighting the pushing and shoving and so on and so forth. And it's quite odd, because I remember a few decades ago now, when I was first watching Formula 1, drivers sometimes used to get penalised for bringing the sport into disrepute by just saying a few negative comments. And now you have people, you have a situation where the commercial rights holder wants to advertise the sport and promote the sport by showing those kind of altercations. So it makes it very difficult for the FIA to then kind of punish people, because you know that the punishment is also going to be part of the story. And F1 is now story driven, isn't it? So it puts F1 in a slightly difficult situation, I think. But my other thought on it was to go back to Eddie Irvine's first race at Japan in 1993. When he was a back marker, he unlapped himself against Ayrton Senna, and Senna went back to the Jordan garage after the race and punched Eddie Irvine. And I remember Eddie Irvine talking in the media about being punched by his hero, which was quite cool. So there's quite a lot of precedent. There wasn't any footage of that, but Liberty's got the footage of the pushing and shoving, which is quite tame really in comparison. But obviously that's a way that the sport can be promoted. Is it the way that the sport should be promoted? It brings up some interesting questions, I think. But another good race, and only one more to go before the end of the season, and it's been a really good year, I think, for F1.